Hello and welcome to the Integrative Health Convention 2019 online interviews. Today we're going to find out more about aromatherapy with Mary Dalgleish, who is speaking at the Integrative Health Convention 2019 on the weekend of the 5th and 6th of October at the Park Plaza, Victoria in central London. So this is Mary Dalgleish. She's Vice President of the Federation of Holistic Therapists, the FHT, and has been a complementary therapy practitioner and training provider for over 20 years. The FHT is the leading professional association for complementary holistic beauty and sports therapists and runs the largest accredited register of complementary therapists to be independently approved by the PSA, the Professional Standards Authority, as part of a government-backed program. They can be found at www.fht.org.uk. Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for inviting me, Dr. Wong. I'm very excited to be participating in this event.
Welcome. So, Mary, should we begin by letting our audience know a little bit more about yourself and what you do?
Well, I'm originally from Ireland, where I started my career as a primary teacher in 1974. And I moved to the UK in 1985, and I continued teaching here. And I also began studying for a master's degree in education. And in 1997, I discovered aromatherapy, and that started me off on a whole new career path when I trained as a holistic aromatherapist at the Tisserand Institute in London. Now, the Tisserand Institute was founded by Robert Tisserand, who is well known in the aromatherapy world. And Robert Tisserand actually wrote the first book on aromatherapy to be published in English. It was a very thorough course, which I completed over a 2-year period. From 1997 until 1999, and the syllabus included modules in essential oil therapeutics, essential oil chemistry, massage, anatomy, physiology, pathology. We also studied first aid and lifestyle and practice management, which was all about learning to run your own business as a therapist. And we also had clinical practice on a regular basis, where we had members of the public coming in to have treatments with us as students. We also had lots of assessments, which involved home study, written and practical assessments, case studies, and final exams. And I really enjoyed my aromatherapy course, and it whetted my appetite for complementary therapies because I began to experience the benefits of aromatherapy for myself, as well as seeing the benefits in my case study clients. And after I graduated, I began working part-time as a complementary therapist in September 1999. And then over the years, I added several other therapies to my toolkit, as I like to call it. I now have qualifications in reflexology and various forms of massage. And I run a busy private practice in Southwest London. Actually, some of my clients have been with me since there were case studies for my original aromatherapy course over 20 years ago. And now, as well as treating clients in my clinic, I teach a range of short massage courses for qualified therapists. And I also teach anatomy and physiology on various complementary therapy training courses, including an aromatherapy diploma at the Institute of Traditional Herbal Medicine and Aromatherapy, which is based at Regent's University.
Wow, that's a lot.
I'm a busy girl.
So, Mary, can you tell me how you got interested in what you do and the story behind how you started what you do now?
Yeah, well, my interest in complementary therapies actually stemmed from my own health issues. I wasn't ill as such, but as far back as I can remember, I suffered from various niggly little health problems. And to be honest, I got used to feeling tired and not so great most of the time. And I thought, this is how you feel. And as a child, I had suffered a lot with ear, nose and throat problems, particularly sinus congestion and ear infections, which continued into my adult life. And I paid regular visits to the doctor with my ear infections, and I've lost count of the number of times I was prescribed antibiotics and had my ears syringed. And it was while I was having yet another bout of ear problems in early 1997 that a friend who had discovered aromatherapy suggested I try using some cotton wool in my ears soaked with some lavender essential oil mixed in olive oil, because she was convinced that that would help alleviate the pain. I was a bit skeptical, so I went to the doctor anyway and got my usual prescription for antibiotics, which I took to the pharmacy. But while I was in the pharmacy, I noticed they had a section on aromatherapy oils. And I picked up a bottle of lavender along with my antibiotics. And I thought, well, I'll try this out anyway. The bottle was in a little box with a leaflet inside, and I followed the instructions on how to use it. And within less than an hour, the pain in my ear had subsided and it didn't come back. And I was really amazed. So I thought, wow, there's something really powerful here. So I read the leaflet more thoroughly, and it contained details about training courses in aromatherapy. So I sent away further information. And shortwards, I found myself having an interview for the Tisserand Institute diploma course, which I started a few months later. And while on the course, part of our lifestyle module was about nutrition, and I met a nutritionist who advised that my ear, nose and throat problems might be alleviated if I made some changes to my diet. So I booked a consultation with her, and following her advice, I cut down on dairy products, which she advised can be quite mucus forming for some people. It was a huge change. I felt much less congested and I had lots more energy. And this lifestyle module on my aromatherapy course really inspired me to make other changes in my lifestyle, such as incorporating more exercise and taking time out to relax and enjoy life as well. And also, while studying at the Tisserand Institute, I became interested in lots of other therapies, and I attended a Mind, Body, Spirit show in London in 1998, where I met a fascinating blind man called Narendra Mehta, who had introduced Indian head massage to the UK in the 1980s. Now, I had suffered from hair loss, which my doctor diagnosed as stress-related alopecia. So I signed up to train in Indian head massage, basically to help myself. And when Narendra discovered I had teaching skills, he offered me some work at his centre, where I had the opportunity to assist with teaching the courses after I had completed my training. And this led to further teaching opportunities in the complementary therapy departments of various adult education colleges and private schools, including the Tisserand Institute, where I had trained. And I realized that I really enjoyed teaching adults, and I was gradually able to give up my work in primary education and concentrate on my complementary therapies full time. So now I divide my time between my clinical practice and teaching and writing about complementary therapies. I've published 2 books to date, and I regularly write articles for health and lifestyle magazines like Natural Health and In the Moment. And I also have the honor of serving as a board member for the Federation of Holistic Therapists, which is a great opportunity to promote our members and the many ways that they can help to promote the nation's health and well-being.
Wow, very busy indeed. So you're going to talk about aromatherapy at the Integrative Health Convention 2019 in October at the Park Plaza. Can you tell us a little bit more about what this is about and what the audience will get out of it?
Aromatherapy is the practice of using essential oils to promote well-being. And essential oils are the pure essences found in flowers and berries and grasses and roots and seeds and bark and fruits and herbs. And these essences are extracted mainly by distillation, and some oils, like citrus oils, are expressed, meaning they're squeezed from the rind, and others are extracted using solvents like alcohol or carbon dioxide. And I will be talking these methods of extraction in the talk. And after my talk, I hope the audience will have an understanding of aromatherapy and the wide range of benefits it can provide. I will talk about the origins of aromatherapy, which actually date back to the ancient Egyptians, who used it for embalming, cosmetics, and perfumery. Actually, one of the earliest aromatic formulas was an ancient Egyptian mixture of 16 aromatics, which was used in temples, burned in the home, and it was used as a perfume for the body and for clothing, and also as a medicine to aid sleep and anxiety. So I'll just do a whistle-stop tour of the history of aromatherapy from the ancient Egyptians to the present day. I will also talk about the modes of application, in other words, the various ways that aromatherapy is used, from massage to inhalation and other methods. And I will discuss the therapeutic properties of various essential oils, which can alleviate many common ailments without the need for medication that can sometimes carry unpleasant side effects. Many of my first-time clients say they suffer from stress, and a recent UK survey carried out in 2018 found that 85% of UK adults suffer from stress regularly, with 54% of those worrying about its impact on their health. So I'm going to talk about how exactly stress affects the body, the difference between good and bad stress, and how aromatherapy can help address stress-related health issues. Actually, this month of April is Stress Awareness Month, and this Stress Awareness Month has been held every April since 1992. And during this period, healthcare professionals and health promotion experts across the country join forces to increase public awareness about the causes and cures for stress, which seems to be a modern day epidemic. And finally, I will talk about safety issues in relation to the purchase and the use and the storage of essential oils. And I will describe what happens in a typical professional aromatherapy session.
Wow, good. I think we're going to get a lot out of that. So, Mary, having thought about the Integrative Health Convention, where the audience will be made of doctors, therapists, and the public, where do you see aromatherapy fitting in with integrative health or
aromatherapy is currently used as a complementary therapy in some UK health settings, particularly within palliative care, and it would be wonderful to see it integrated more widely within the NHS. There have been a number of studies published about the benefits of aromatherapy, and I will be presenting examples of some of these studies in my October presentation. And as we all know, healthcare costs have grown faster than the economy as a whole since 1980. And the rise in life expectancy and chronic health conditions contribute significantly to the high cost of healthcare. And in many cases, chronic conditions are preventable or even reversible. And aromatherapy can provide a cost-effective way of supporting patients towards a healthier lifestyle without negative side effects. And thanks to the efforts of individuals like Dr. Michael Dixon and yourself and other medics, social prescribing is now supported by government and has been rolled out nationally. And this will enable GPs and other frontline healthcare professionals to refer patients to a link worker so that people with social, emotional, or practical needs are empowered to find solutions to help improve their health and well-being. And this has the potential to reduce the financial burden on the NHS, and particularly on primary care. And I really feel that complementary therapists could play an important role as both service providers and link workers in this initiative, as this is exactly what we already do in our client consultations. And according to NHS England, there is emerging evidence that social prescribing can lead to a range of positive health and well-being outcomes for people, such as improved quality of life and well-being. And apparently 59% of GPs think that social prescribing can help reduce their workload. And of course, other components of personalized care, like personal health budgets in particular, these are also potential areas where complementary therapists can help to support patients and promote self-care and reduce the burden being placed on general practice. And a recent publication by the All-Party Group for Integrated Healthcare, to which the Federation of Holistic Therapists contributed, made several recommendations, including a recommendation that the government should run NHS pilot projects which look at non-conventional ways of treating patients with chronic and long-term conditions affected by what they describe as effectiveness gaps. Now, this means conditions where treatments in modern clinical practice are not proving to be fully effective. And it suggests auditing the results of these pilot projects against conventional treatment options for these conditions to see whether cost savings and better patient outcomes could be achieved. And some of the conditions mentioned in this report are stress, depression, chronic pain, arthritis, asthma, and musculoskeletal problems. And all of these can be addressed with aromatherapy and other complementary therapies. And this report is well worth downloading and reading because there are lots of really interesting recommendations there. And lastly, another publication that the Federation of Holistic Therapists contributed to was a joint publication between the Professional Standards Authority and the Royal Society for Public Health. And this report, which you can also download, is called Untapped Resources, Accredited Registers in the Wider Workforce. And it concluded that with 80,000 practitioners now on accredited registers, many of whom naturally engage their clients in lifestyle discussions as part of their work already, this workforce should be recognized as an untapped resource that has both the opportunity and ability to positively impact the public's health. So again, complementary therapists really are an untapped resource that I hope will be tapped more often in the future.
Thank you. I'm asking one particular extra question, Mary. As a therapist and a teacher with years of experience, what do you think in particular is the key to health
Well,
and
as
healing in what
someone
you
who
do?
spent years suffering from fairly common health issues that made my life uncomfortable and then found great relief through aromatherapy and other complementary therapies, I feel that I have the experience to guide others to seek out more natural forms of healthcare. And a really important element of complementary therapies, including aromatherapy, is the holistic approach, which looks at the person as a whole and provides advice and guidance on healthy lifestyle as part of the treatment. And this was something that I didn't experience in my life before I started my studies as a complementary therapist. And it's something that's made a huge difference in my life. I found it very empowering to be told and to try and then to realize that I could make small changes that really affected my health and well-being in a very positive way. Things like changing my diet, making time for exercise and relaxation, which all added up to me feeling healthier, happier, and more energetic. And I hope that I can inspire others to do the same. I think that the client-therapist relationship plays a vital role alongside the treatment and the aftercare. My clients have time and space to talk through their health issues and also to receive continuity of care, as they know that they can always return to me for further treatments. And as we all know, GPs and other health professionals often feel frustrated that they have a very limited time to spend with their patients. And they also know that for a great number of the people that they see, that the pills just aren't going to tackle the underlying cause. In my clinical practice, appointments are generally an hour long, with extra time given at the first appointment for a detailed consultation. And this helps to determine any lifestyle factors that may be contributing to the client's health issues. And it also flags up any potential issues that may require medical attention or referral to another health professional. I really see my role as a complementary health practitioner is working in a complementary way alongside conventional medicine. I see the body, it's a bit like a car. Major engine trouble in my car needs to be dealt with by a qualified mechanic. If it's a really serious engine trouble, just as serious medical issues in the body need the attention of qualified medical professionals. But as there are lots of small problems that can arise with my car that can be easily sorted if I have the correct information, the correct knowledge, and the tools. So there are lots of health issues that can easily be addressed with aromatherapy and other complementary therapies. And not only does this natural approach help to empower the patient, as I discovered for myself, and promote self-care, very importantly, it can also relieve some of the burden placed on the medical system, allowing the doctors to focus their attention on medical priorities.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. And thank you everyone for taking the time to watch and listen to this interview. Remember to get your tickets early now from our website by following the links below. We are the Integrative Health Convention at the Park Plaza, Victoria in London on the 5th and 6th of October 2019. You can use the discount code video5, which will give you a 5% discount as a gift from us to you for spending your time with us. So when we see you in October in London, you'll get to meet Mary, myself, and all our other over 30 amazing speakers who will be sharing so much more.
Thank you, Dr. Wong.